I'm not like your prophet who said, if you want to see the prophet in a private consultation, you have to you have to pay him. And the Muslim, they say this is charity. Charity. What about the private consultation too is a charity? Have you ever heard of a prophet? He will not accept to talk to you in a private unless you pay him first. Chapter 58, verse 12. What is this? O who you believe, when you consult the messenger in private, spend something in charity before your private conversation. So I have to give Muhammad money, and supposedly Muhammad, he will give it to the poor man. Here we go. You come here, you call me names, you attend the chat, you answer me, I talk to you, and you don't pay a penny. I'm better than your prophet. Free. It's totally for free. Your prophet will not talk to you in private. Imagine Jesus, he will not talk to you unless you pay him first. You see, the Muslims, they attack Paul. Okay, Paul. Did Paul get paid for private consultation? Did Paul make verses saying any woman she want to give herself to Paul? Did Paul make a verse saying, oh, you know, whoever, you know, if we attack somebody, we have to give the fifth of the booty? He's not a thief. He's not a criminal. He encouraged peace and love. And he got nothing of it except he himself lost his life. The Muslim, they will say to you, do you know Paul? He says, if my lies, so he's admitting that he's lying. The Quran say the same as Paul, he did. The Muslims, been accused, Muhammad been accused to be a liar. And Muhammad said to them, if I'm lying, my lies. Tons of things in the Quran is copied from Paul, not even from anyone. As an example, do you know what Paul, he said about gambling? What Paul, he said about drinking? What Paul, he said about fornication? Read and see what Muhammad, he steal from Paul all over. Chapter 5, verse number 90. Isn't it? This is what Paul, he said. Chapter 5, verse number 3. Where is your God? And actually, chapter 5, verse number 3 is one of the most hilarious verses in the Quran. Why? Because the Quran here says, today, this day, read carefully and love. This day have those who reject the faith, etc. And this day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and have chosen Islam for you as a religion. But hold on. There's hundreds and thousands of verses after that. So if today this verse is where Islam became perfect, if this day is the verse where it says, I perfected Islam for you, who is talking? Allah? So why Allah keeps sending verses? Are we listening, people? Imagine, guys, I say to you, like I'm writing my book, and now this should be the end of the book. Do we agree? This is somebody making a final statement at the end. Like Jesus in the cross, what he said. Can somebody remind me what Jesus said in the cross? The last statement Jesus, he said. Who remember? Help my memory. What Jesus said in the cross. The last statement. I know the sound takes some time for you to arrive, so when you receive it, I want you to tell me what the last thing Jesus, it's completed, it's finished. Completed. That is his mission. So Allah is saying to the Muslims, it is finished, it's completed, it's perfected, and yet he keep talking after that, sending more Quran. This verse actually proving that Islam and Quran is a corrupt book, because based on this verse, every single verse came after it is a fraud. You see, forget about being Muslim, being a Christian, just use your logic. Be honest. This verse should not be here. If the Muslim, they say, oh, this is something Muhammad, he said at the end, and we put it here, it's mean you corrupted the book. Look what the Quran says about changing the location of the words. Actually, this is the one the Muslim they use against us, supposedly. Chapter 4, verse number 46. Chapter 5, verse number 13. Saying clearly that those who change the location, who corrupt the words by changing the location, right places. Do you see it? They change it from their right places. Allah cursed them. We cursed them. What they did, they changed the words from their location. So if the Muslim, they will say to us, this verse was the last one, well, you are cursed by Allah. Isn't this religion hilarious? Isn't it? There is something wrong here. This is not right. Any Muslim have a comment? Did we learn something good? Anyway, we will not keep you longer. Thank you very much for listening. Even though in this channel we don't have too many viewers now, I don't know why. I mean, this one is like 4-time number. The Christian Prince, I have only 35,000. This is way bigger as subscribers. Still, we have only 567. I think this one is censored by YouTube, maybe, so they don't, people don't get notification. Doesn't make sense, right? So anyway, the information we share with you, please help your friends learn, translate, add subtitle to your language. If the video is long, you can cut pieces. As an example, this last piece now, we ask this question. If the Quran says the one who changed the location of verses, Allah curse him. He's a false believer. He corrupt the book. So how this verse is here? Who put it there? You can cut this part, make it a video by itself. 2-minute video. Actually, I encourage you to do that, better than long videos. Cut a topic and make a short video. This way more people can see it. For me, it's impossible to make a short video, and even if I try, I could not, because the information will come. It's like the second you open a door, it's like you have a leak from the roof of water, and then the door was closed, and then you open the door, and then everything will come out. So the second we start talking about topic, other information will come, and the other information will come from here and there, and you will find yourself, you cannot stop unless you finish the whole image. So it's very hard for me to do it, but maybe you can help, and you can cut the videos and make them shorter, so those who need to learn, they can learn. All right? And again, the Muslims who is talking about us getting support, the Lord is our provider, and if you are jealous, that's your business. And as you see here, we don't go live only for those who support us. It's for free for everybody. Those who donate, those who don't donate. And I give my books for free. You are talking about we receive donation. I gave my book for free to the biggest Islamic country in the world. Indonesia. To the Russian. To the Bosnian, Serbian, Croatian. To the Albanian. To the Polish. Which language is more? I gave for free. Russian, we mentioned Russian, right? I mean, and yet a Muslim, he will come, he says, he will make you believe that, oh, those guys, they got donation, brother. You're a prophet. Don't stop begging for money. You know, at least people here, they, you know, if they want to help, they can help. But your God, he make it a must and go to heaven. Have you ever heard of a God, he says, I want a loan? If you remember when Mimi, he finished debate with David Wood. In less than 4 hours after, he make a video with his girlfriend, Aridawa, and said, he starts singing it too. Go watch the video. Who can give Allah a loan? Allah need a loan? Have you ever heard of a God? What if Muhammad, he heard about Patreon? He will make a chapter, he says, go to Patreon, please give Allah a loan, and if you don't give him a loan, he will blow in you and make you like a balloon. This is your God. This is God. I mean, he is the one who created the whole earth and heaven. He is begging for money. Can't he tell Muhammad, hey, go there behind that mountain, there's a rock I made for you. It's a big rock of gold. This is not supposed to be Muhammad. This is God himself talking. And not only that, Allah will give you interest. Double interest to your credit. Allah will open an account for you in the heaven. You give him money. You bribe God. You cannot bribe God in Christianity. So when a Muslim, he speak about money, you are a follower of the money God, Muhammad. Qardan Hasanan, mortgage. And look, it's all over the Quran. It's all over the Quran. Allah is begging for money. Chapter 57, verse number 11 as an example. Who is that he will loan Allah a beautiful loan? Allah, did you try the unemployment center? I have a good news for you. Soon in USA, they will give $2,000 because of Corona to every citizen. Are you a citizen? I hope he's not. He's a citizen. So they cannot refute us. They try to make you go down. Sometimes they say this guy, he used, like, you know, they attack us, all of us. He used a vulgar language. I mean, the vulgar language, you are following Allah and Muhammad, the most filthy language ever. And we have a bad language because we are quoting your prophet. If I'm talking about the Bible, I will not. If you remember, there's a hadith where Muhammad, he said to the women, give it charity, otherwise you will end in hell. Give it charity, Let us see where is the hadith. This is one of them, but I want to show you where they start giving him their rings, their earring. I don't want to give you a headache moving the screen. Let us turn it off a little bit. Anyway, he told the women, you are going to go to hell, so give it charity. And right away, Bilal, he opened his dress and they start putting their rings and their earrings. So now they will go to heaven if they give their rings? If they are bad anyway. Where is the hadith? Hold on. I have the hadith, but I want the one where they start giving their rings. I mean, it's all over in front of me. Let us try something else. See, all those hadith are saying the same. He is asking them to give charity. To who? To him. He is the charity receiver. But I want to find the hadith where they start giving their earring and their rings. Anyway, maybe you can find it. And even Muhammad, he affect the poor with those people. There's a story here about a woman, she is very poor. And Muhammad wanted to look good. He says, oh, I don't accept your donation because she have her donation is nothing. Here we go. I found it. I found it. The Muslim, they would say it is weak. It is not. Sahih. And this is the reference. Look what it says. I attended the prayer of Allah Messenger, etc. And then he starts saying in the prayer, after the the prayer, he said to the women the following. He went away to the women, and Bilal was with him. He commanded them to fear Allah and to exhort them and remind them. He praised and for glorifying Allah, and he urged them to obey Allah. Then said, give a charity, for most of you are the fuel of hell. Imagine you have 100 women in front of you in a room, and you say to them, give it charity, for most of you are the fuel of hellfire. And those women like, what? We will be burned in hellfire. So, Prophet, if we give it charity, what will happen? Obviously, charity will solve the problem. That's why he's saying give it charity. A lowly woman, she said, and she have a dark cheek, said, she's bad woman. Why? Why, Messenger of Allah? He said, you complain a great deal and you are ungrateful to your husband. And the story is there. And then they start taking off their necklace, earring, rings, throwing them into Bilal garment and give them in charity. I want to go to Las Vegas. All those rich women, I will stand in the front of the casino and I will say to them, you women, rich women, the one you came from the limousine, give a charity. I saw you in my dream. You will go to hellfire. And right away she start giving me her rings. I mean, what a business. What a business. And now you ask yourself a question. Okay, those women, they give their rings and their earring. Are they going to go to heaven now? Are you serious? So if I give Allah little money or jewelries, that's it, you go to heaven. Isn't it obvious this is a scam? And here you see that how Muhammad is abusing his slave, Bilal. Bilal became a partner in the scam, but he have no choice, he's a slave. Bilal is the one, the poor Bilal, he cannot even take 1 penny from this money Muhammad is collecting. Muslim women, I am an Arab. I have connection to Allah. Give your earring and your rings and your bracelet. Yeah, that one there. Don't hide it. Yeah, the one he gave it to you, your husband. I mean, those poor women, all their security is the little jewelry they have in their life. The husband, he can divorce her. The husband, he can throw her. This is her security. And now she gave it to Muhammad. And look, he is not talking to one. All of them, they start giving their rings and their earring. He did not say, oh, don't give everything. Just give us, yeah, your rings. Okay. Isn't it the man is in charge of the women? What about you ask the man to pay? Oh, he took the money, the money of the men too. There's a guy, he promised him a corner lot in heaven. He took his farm. Who of you have a farm? Want to give it to Muhammad? You exchange your farm. With Muhammad, he will give you a corner lot in the heaven. What do you say? Have you ever heard of a scam like this before? The poor guy, he went to his wife, he said, I exchanged my farm of trees with the Prophet of Allah. What? And actually, this is why the verse, the one we showed you about Allah, giving Allah alone, this is what Muhammad did to this poor guy. He took his farm. What Muhammad will do with the farm? This is what happened when you follow a scammer.